Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am going to be doing a collective reading and energy updates for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So I'm going to start with the traditional tarot cards. And of course, if you would like to manifest a more specific message from the reading, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you. Now, I will say right away, while I am shuffling and tuning into the energies, that I've felt a very intense energy coming through. And particularly, I feel that this energy will be resonating for some divine feminines who are listening here, not necessarily all. But I do feel that for a group of divine feminines, the last few days have felt really energetically intense. The word roller coaster is coming out here. So while I feel as though the energy has somewhat lightened up as of yesterday, I do feel that the first day of November was a very intense day. If you are listening to this around November 1st, now, of course, all of these readings are technically timeless, so you can always take the messages when they reach you, however they resonate with you personally. At the end of the day, my goal in these readings is to reconnect you with your own intuition within yourself. So I do want to pull the message for that specific group of divine feminines who may have felt a lot of intense energy coming through at some point this week. Okay, so interestingly, we have the Two of Coins. So yeah, this could be a card of ups and downs, feeling as though a lot is changing, a lot is in flux energetically. But the confusing aspect of this is you may not be seeing that changing energy, that fluctuating energy manifesting fully in the physical. It's more like an intuitive sense that you've had beneath the surface, which can make it all the more challenging because when you are in one of those lows of that energetic roller coaster ride, you can sometimes be really hard on yourself because you wonder, why am I feeling this way? You may not have anything in your manifested world at the moment to connect to those low feelings, but I'm hearing a message from your guides to do your best to be easy and gentle on yourself. I'm feeling a lot of tingling around my crown chakra. That really symbolizes that you are highly spiritually guided and protected, especially at this time. And I'm also picking up on someone who is very empathic in general. So in your life, generally, you may tend to feel things in extremes. And in your past, you may have believed this to be a weakness because in order to function in typical 3D society, we are asked to really be level all of the time, to be on a certain wavelength or frequency all of the time, but you are someone who more so rides the waves of life. And this is actually a really beautiful thing because it means that you have a high level spiritual ability of being able to sense energies, even when those energies are not necessarily signaled to you by literal physical manifested things or circumstances. You are still able to pick up on them. And that actually makes you highly valuable on this planet at this time. But again, you at times, from a human perspective, may have been trained into being hard on yourself, especially in those moments that you would label as low or negative. But I do feel with this Two of Coins card, something really powerfully coming into balance. The word partnership is coming up. So there may be someone seeking to partner with you or collaborate with you in some kind of a work sense, a business sense. This could be a spiritual sense, so there may be a spirit guide at this time that's taking a special interest in guiding you in a particular path or in utilizing a certain gift that particular spirit guide might actually be very well versed in through lifetimes that they have lived in the past. That, of course, will be a hyper-specific message for some of you, but if you felt a newfound kind of spiritual surge of presence or energy around you, that could actually be this new or more dominant spirit guide coming in at this time. Of course, that will not be for everyone. So only take that if it is resonating. But I will say we got the Four of Wands as well. So when I say the word partnership, for some of you, this could actually be applying specifically to love. So I sense that a really powerful partnership, again, this could be a love situation, is harmonizing or aligning for you at this time. And that could actually be bringing up a lot of emotionality. I'm hearing especially because with whoever I'm speaking to here, old timelines have to be collapsed out. And there may be something about this specific period of time, this time of year, that was significant either in this lifetime, maybe this time of year, something happened for you years ago on a different timeline that has to be processed. I'm sensing this could be related to some kind of grief. For others of you, however, this could indicate that in a past life around this time of year, something may have happened that has to be processed out. Again, I feel I'm speaking to a very specific group of people, but if you felt deep emotions, particularly sadness, grief, feeling like you're on an emotional roller coaster coming up recently, these could be remnants of old timelines that you are subconsciously collapsing out without fully realizing that at the conscious level. Okay, so I want to know more about this potential romantic situation or romantic partnership that might be harmonizing for someone here. So I'm going to pull a few cards. I'm seeing the number 12. 12 may align with someone. We also have the Hanged Man card. So someone feeling as though they're waiting or in limbo, waiting on a person. For some reason, I'm seeing a waiting room. This very much could be metaphoric here. Whoever this is really desiring to move forward very quickly, but that is making that feeling of waiting or being in limbo even more uncomfortable for them. I have to say, I'm getting the sense that this may surprise whoever this message is for, because you may believe that you are the one waiting for this other person. But I'm seeing that this person actually feels as though I'm hearing that they're on hold for you, or like they're being preserved or reserved for you, but that there's something that has to be overcome first. Now, this could be circumstances between the two of you. This could be something in your life that has to change, but I'm seeing that in many cases, there is actually something in this person's life that has to be released or let go or processed before they are able to move forward quickly with you in this way. With the Eight of Wands energy here, they do feel as though their heart is reserved for you in a sense. I see someone saving a seat at a table, and it's almost like this person feels as though that empty seat metaphorically is yours, that they are saving a spot for you in their heart. We have Temperance in the reverse position. This is someone who may be struggling with doing something in excess. So I wouldn't necessarily say that this substance or behavior or thing is detrimental in and of itself, but it seems to be that they may be overusing it, using it excessively. So, for example, this could be distracting themselves in some way. This could be using something that is fine or healthy in smaller quantities, but they're using it in excess. Again, only you can know what this is. And this will not apply for everyone, but it's as though this person is in this kind of, it's like an excessive energy coming up here. I do feel this may be secretive as well. So while you, Divine Feminine, are most likely aware of this on a subconscious level or an intuitive level, the person themselves may not be really communicating that to you. We also have the Death card, which is interesting because this card speaks to ego death and to transformation. And it's been coming up a lot as I channel into this particular masculine energy. Of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be a masculine, but I get that it is for many of you. This person is feeling as though they're unlucky for some reason. They're really wanting or realizing that they need to be more clear about what they want with you. They are clear within themselves, but I feel as though they haven't asserted themselves. It's like you are almost something that they keep in their mind as a secret, meaning they don't let you know to what extent they think about you or to what extent they desire that Four of Wands reunion kind of state with you. With the Be Assertive card as well, it shows the image of someone removing a mask. And I feel that represents this masculine getting a strong push from his own higher self and spirit guides to really remove any mask he might be wearing when it comes to you, to really let go of any facade or any kind of illusion of being something that he's not. With There's Something Better, this represents the masculine's deepest fear here, because this specific masculine is worried that there is someone better for you, Divine Feminine, than them. However, although this may have been a sentiment that prevented them from fully being assertive, removing the mask, coming forward with their feelings, I do see with the card, look for a sign that they already have or soon will receive some kind of powerful spiritual sign of your connection that they truly won't be able to deny. I'm hearing this is something that will strike them inevitably. They won't be able to avoid this sign. It will be something very in their face and very manifested in their physical world as well, and yet highly spiritual in nature. And this will really solidify a knowing to them that you are their person, and that even if they feel you deserve better or that there's something better out there for you, they are still going to have to come forward and confess or open up about their feelings, because they're going to realize there is something here that is much deeper that they've never experienced before, and that in their mind, they may never experience again, at least in this lifetime. Okay, so I'm going to reshuffle the cards here. This is a very kind of out of the blue download that just came through from this masculine, but I also heard him kind of in his own head, realizing that you, Divine Feminine, are the kind of person that if the two of you were to go your separate ways and never speak again, and this masculine were to be in a relationship or connection with someone else, he's realizing that no matter who he is with in the future, you are always going to be the one really holding his heart. So he could pretend to move on in the physical world and even build a relationship with someone. But if you were to re-enter his life, I'm hearing him say, like, I would always drop everything for you, or those feelings would always be there. And I believe, reading into his energy, that this is the most terrifying thought that's kind of floating around in his mind right now. It's that thought of, no matter where we go or how long it's been since we've spoken or seen each other, and even if I were to move on to someone else, those feelings are always going to be literally haunting me like a ghost. So I am going to be channeling more information from this masculine in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So in the Patreon reading, we will be taking a closer look at specifically how this masculine is thinking, what they're feeling for you, Divine Feminine, at this time, as well as future timeline potentials of how they may potentially be communicating with you or taking action on these feelings moving into the future. So the link to that extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so who else is connected to the energy of the Divine Feminine at this time? I'm going to go ahead and just open it up and see who or what else is connected to you. Okay, a card just came flying out. So this is the Three of Wands. This is the energy of moving forward with confidence, maintaining your state of freedom, really allowing yourself to enjoy and experience life. And through allowing yourself to fully enjoy your life, Divine Feminine, something really powerful is taking place energetically, because you are really focusing on healing some of that root and sacral chakra energy, really allowing yourself to ground in to this physical life experience. And I feel that in the past, for the Divine Feminine I'm speaking to, there's been a lot of focus on opening up the upper three chakra centers. Your heart has always been very open, but mainly the focus has been the throat, the third eye, and the crown. This is very typical of Divine Feminine's training here in this Earth School of Life, for there to be this focus heavily in the upper chakra centers, whereas the Divine Masculines tend to focus more dominantly on the lower three chakras, so the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. But what I'm picking up on is you, Divine Feminine, have really become a master in those upper chakra regions. So you are very wide open to receiving divine guidance and inspiration. Now, this may not always happen for you consciously, but at the least it comes through subconsciously. So possibly through meditations, through dreams, through things that you may create, whether that's writing, music. All of these things hold a kind of potent spiritual power and energy, because they are things that you are channeling consciously or unconsciously through this wide open crown chakra center that you've worked very hard to maintain and to hold open. Your third eye is very open as well, because at this point, you've gone through many training exercises with your third eye, meaning you've been thrown many life circumstances, connections, situations where you literally felt blind except for your third eye, which was open, meaning you could sense things intuitively that you had absolutely no physical way of knowing. And as you practiced those training exercises by following that open third eye chakra energy, by really allowing yourself to lead from the intuition, even when others may have not understood what you were doing, why you were operating in that particular way, even when the guidance didn't really even make sense to your own conscious human self. You were still boldly and bravely following that intuition, and you've seen how that has guided your life in truly magical kinds of ways and really allowed you to evolve and expand via the fastest route, so to speak, if we are comparing this intuitive guidance to a literal GPS system in a car. It's as though you've been given the fastest route here through bravely following that in the moment intuitive guidance. And again, you've become very masterful at that. With the throat chakra, I feel that you've had to go through some of the most intense throat chakra activations because I'm hearing silenced. There may have been times in your life where you quite literally were silenced by the people around you, by the circumstances, where you may have had a lot of throat chakra blockages because you were trained to dilute yourself or to suppress your truth, suppress your authenticity in some way. I'm getting chills all over just reading into some of your soul's history here. But anyway, you again have really passed those tests, so to speak, with the throat chakra. So this is all to say, again, I felt that for a specific feminine, I know we've kind of gone off on a side route here, but this felt really essential to remind you how much you've been through and how far you've come. Because again, these upper chakra centers are extremely open. They are like literally glowing at the energetic level. And because of that, that energy has been able to flow and circulate around back to those lower chakra centers that you may have not focused as heavily upon in the past. So as a result of this, turn and focus to your root and sacral chakra, you may find that you're flowing with life in a new way, that you are really opening yourself up to truly enjoying this physical human life experience without needing to know all of the answers. Again, in the past, it's like you've spent a lot of time accumulating a lot of really deep spiritual wisdom and knowledge through that upper chakra work. But now you are learning how to be with your physical human self and how to actually allow the human life experience to teach you in a different kind of way beyond words and literal knowledge and those kind of techniques of traditional spiritual growth and self-improvement. Yes, many of those may now be integrated into your practices, but you are also learning how to allow life itself to be the teacher and to be the school that you intended it to be when you incarnated here as a soul. You may also be physically doing activity in a different way. You might be changing how you fuel or feed or nourish your physical body. You may be really tapping into that, again, physical human aspect of yourself and your body, whereas in the past, the focus may have been so highly spiritual and esoteric that you may have not granted yourself the opportunity to really, again, be with your physical body and your physical life experience as it is here now in the present moment. And this is such a beautiful thing. I literally see a flower blooming because it's in the sun. And I feel this represents you recognizing that when you are planted in the right place and given what you need, what is in alignment with your true nature, you, like that flower planted in the earth and in the sunshine, will naturally and automatically bloom without needing to force the process. So I'm going to be reshuffling here, and I want to know what other people, energies, connections, etc. are attached to the divine feminine. It's interesting because we got the Death card for spiritual transformation for the divine masculine, but now I am getting it for the divine feminine as well. Speaking to unexpected upheaval, endings, some kind of release happening here. But ultimately, this leading to a peaceful resolution, to greater peace. So I'm hearing to trust the endings, to trust the closed doors, to trust the upheaval, particularly around this eclipse season that we are just exiting out of. Because during that very intense time, you may have had certain things leave your life. You may have had certain connections leave your life. You may have had certain truths illuminated that were very painful to face because they brought a lot of upheaval into your life or into your being. But ultimately, I'm hearing that anything leaving your life is actually meant to clear space, to give you a greater, deeper sense of peace. There may be an element involved in this as well of releasing something from your past or simply letting go of an old version of the self here. This may be something from childhood or related to your hometown, where you grew up, your early childhood experiences with the Six of Cups reversed energy here. And I see that whatever this is with the Eight of Swords reversed, it involves as well finding solutions that are bringing freedom in your life, specifically this emotional freedom from patterns, people, situations that may have caused you pain or weighed you down in the past. There may have been, with the High Priestess reversed, certain people in your life, these may have been family members, friends, dynamics from your past, that actually caused you to question yourself, to question your intuition or your true power. And I see that at the root of everything coming up here. That is the dynamic surfacing to be released, that dynamic of allowing other people to cause you to second guess yourself or to question your own very powerful sense of intuition. With the Page of Wands uprights and the Emperor. Okay, so there is a very powerful masculine energy coming up here in a very assertive way. So if this is the same physical masculine at the beginning of the reading, this is them in an entirely different energetic state of being, in what we might consider to be a more healed state of being. This also could be an entirely different physical masculine in your life. This is someone coming up as very charismatic. So they either are extroverted or just very good with people, with making good first impressions. I'm seeing a masculine energy smiling here. So they might smile a lot, particularly when they're connecting with new people. They just have a very magnetic, kind of charming energy, but also a lot of stability here with the Emperor in the upright position. This could be someone with whom you have some kind of age difference. They themselves could be older in terms of Earth years, because the Emperor card can sometimes indicate that, but that doesn't have to be the case. I'm getting that this could also just represent a kind of spiritual and emotional maturity about this person. Okay, what else can I channel about this Emperor energy that's popping up right at the end of the reading? Okay, so we have the Fool card here upright. So this person doesn't seem to be in any commitments romantically at the moment. They seem to be very free, very spontaneous. However, with the Ten of Cups, it's like this is someone who is very free, but they desire to create something stable and long-term with you. The Ten of Cups is about some kind of stable, long-term relationship. So it's almost like you put them in the opposite energy. They're used to being very free, able to be very spontaneous, not really tied down. But when it comes to you, they seem to be very set on the opposite here, on creating that long-term connection and the stability that comes along with that. So In the extended version of the reading on Patreon, I will be channeling more into what this particular masculine coming up as the Emperor is thinking and feeling about you, as well as how they might potentially be moving forward into the future. I also will be reading into any other people or things that might be attached to your energy at this time. So all of those additional messages are linked in the Patreon reading, which is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I am going to close this first reading with a Rumi Oracle card, and this card is the Dissolving Light. Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me. Let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful. It is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished and diminished, and quite simply, beyond all logic, just is. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If my energy resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more inspiration and energy updates. If this reading specifically is resonating with you and you would like to continue now with me onto the extended version of the reading, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. Take care. Have a beautiful remainder of your day. And I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.